Hey everybody, this is Josh from CollectionDX.com, here with another review. This time it's the High Metal R Techroid Blader. This comes from the movie Techno Police 21C, or if you were like me who got your anime VHS tape from KB Toys, from the Techno Police. This is the first of the three robots that are sort of like helper police robots from the movie, and we'll go into that a little more in a bit. But it's it's not a very big high metal, and it's very light, so I'm guessing it's gonna just be little pieces that are metal. But this arrives courtesy of HobbyLink Japan. Please visit the link in the description to visit the website and purchase yours. So the Techroid Blader comes from the 1982 animated movie Techno Police 21C. It is kind of a crappy movie. It's the whole movie centers around these three police officers that solve robot crimes, I guess, and they're paired up with these three robots, and the robots are kind of blank slates. And the whole movie's a chase after this runaway robot tank. And this guy, the Blader, is kind of the... I don't know. He's like a blank slate in the beginning. Like the main guy, Kyosuke, is supposed to teach him how to do police work. So he's really just sort of like, whatever you say, kind of. And as the show goes on, they sort of... they're chasing the tank in this giant car, and they say, go up ahead and get the turret and that kind of thing. And the robot goes, I'll go do that. And it's, it's not very exciting. But what's really interesting about this movie was, to me, it was a very early anime that I had found at KB Toys in like 1987, so like my freshman year of high school. I mean, I'd seen anime on TV before, Battle of the Planets, Robotech, Voltron, Speed Racer, etc. But I knew when I saw this at KB Toys, I was like, this is anime. So I need to pick this up. They were on clearance or something like that. And I got this and Clash of the Bionoids and something else. And I got it home and I'm like, this is terrible. And I really never got into it too much, but I always kind of liked the designs from the series. And as I became aware of Japanese toy collecting, aside from a few model kits, there was really not a lot out there for this guy. And so I was pretty excited years later when Bandai announced that they were going to do characters from the movie in the High Metal R line. As of today, this is the only one that they've released, but there are two other ones. A couple other notable things about the terrible movie. I mean, it's just boring, It looks like it's like a long TV episode. Is that the music was done by Joe Hisaishi, who later was a big composer for Studio Ghibli Works, and the mechanical designs were done by Studio New, which we know as Shoji Kawamori and Kazutaka Miyatake, who ended up doing so much stuff. But around this era, it was Macross, Orgus, things like that. So despite being a relatively poor movie, it had some cool mechanical designs, and it's an interesting little sort of footnote in, anime and mechanical design. So, like I said, I'm glad to see that this became a toy. And it's a pretty good toy. So the first thing we'll talk about is the articulation. This is a high metal arc, but like the metal's in the toes and maybe some internal bits, but it's mostly plastic. It has a good feel to it, so it's probably internal. The neck has a cool... you can really get up there. Nice extending joint that you can really sort of get a really absurd level of articulation out of. This antenna is a piece you add on, and it comes with a second one in case you break it. Shoulders, again, you have really great forward sweeping shoulders. They rotate. They come out. Upper arms rotate. These panels on the shoulders are movable. You have a double jointed elbow, so you get a lot out of that. And also they that comes out a bit. The hands come out a little bit, and they're on a ball joint in there too. So a lot of extra things going on there. But that continues when you go into the chest area. You have a pretty remarkable, I mean, that's kind of ridiculous how much you can do that with that. A lot of love went into this character for something that not a lot of people remember fondly. So hips, we have movable skirts, and this side skirt also comes out just a hair to allow good range of motion. The back skirt doesn't move, so you're kind of stuck to that's about as far back as you're going to go. But forward is good, and it's got that thing where you bend the leg and the panel moves. See that? That's fun. So that's a double jointed knee. And you come down to the ankle and the foot, you can actually pull it out. See how that panel comes out in the back? So you get a really good range there. You got a toe. And underneath here you get a little wheel. Doesn't really stay out, but it's basically, and I don't know this, but when he rolls around in the anime, it's kind of like he's on rollerblades. And I don't know if rollerblades were a thing in 1982 in Japan, but you know, much like Votem's has its sort of skates, you know, this also has little skate wheels, and it skates along the highway as it's chasing the tank, as it should. So, I mean, the core figure is really nice, very articulated. There's a lot going for it in terms of, even if you're not intimately familiar with the show, it's a great looking robot. And after, you know, just having watched the movie again, to see such a sharply detailed version of the character versus what the somewhat gummy, older style animated version, you know, it's a little shocking how nice this actually is. And just really, it's a shame the limits of the animation that they had, where they really couldn't just be super sharp and consistently detailed. So it's nice. It's a nice piece. I'm very happy with it. It's a little light on accessories, but we'll go over that in a minute. Alright, so the first thing I want to show you is the sort of handcuff blade thing. That it is a working handcuff, and he uses this a few times in the course of the movie. Most notably to water ski. Yeah, he latches onto the tank, the runaway tank, and the tank goes into the water, and for a brief minute he water skis. So you have a shorter version of the cable, which you can detach from the base there, and then you have this really long version, and then there's two connections, and it's kind of an angled one. You're really not going to see it that well, it's too small to focus on, but the angled one, and this one is bendy, so you can connect the thing to the end of it and have kind of a longer cord, I guess. So it's, you know, you can dynamic poses. It's, I don't know how often you're going to use that. I probably will not use it much for display anyways. You have a cool gun. Got a sniper rifle style, has a little collapsing stock. This actually moves. It doesn't rotate, but does slide forward. It's the only part that seems to come apart with the gun. I watched the movie. I kind of spaced it on a few times, so I didn't see where this was used. But there's kind of this weird end credit mechanical file thing that they do, where they go through the different weaponry and the stats for each one, and they do show him in a sniper position. And you have variant hands that can have trigger discipline. Well, actually, that wouldn't be trigger because you shouldn't have your finger on the trigger. Hands just pop out. Oh, because there we go. Get a pop it. Yeah, basically, the sniper position kind of allows him to get down on the ground like so, and be a sniper. But I missed that part apparently. Either way, it's a very cool feature, and I'm glad they included it. Last thing I'll show you is there's a little clear attachment to stick in his butt. That is just a Tamashi stand connector. It doesn't come with this Tamashi stand, but it's nice of them to give you a little connector anyways. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. Plan that. I should have planned that before I started talking about it. But yeah, you can put the figure on with the Tamashi stand connector, and he's secure. It works fine. Make sure you use one of the mecha stands and not the figure stands. The mecha stands have these sort of wider bases, but neither is included, so you should always stock up on Tamashi stands if you are a Tamashi figure collector, because they are a really good way to display otherwise maybe delicately balanced figures. Right, so I give this guy enthusiastic thumbs up. I recommend you track down a copy of Techno Police 21C just to at least view a little bit of animation history and to see what these now famous artisan designers were doing before they went on to be super influential. And old anime is fun. So this is Josh from CollectionDX.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks to HobbyLink Japan for the sample. Please check out CollectionDX.com. We do have a little fundraiser going on there to raise some funds for the site. You can also help by commenting, liking, subscribing. Boost us up in the algorithms a little bit so we generate a little more revenue off YouTube. Every little bit helps. Thanks for watching.